everybody, my name is Ellison Cruz, and if you didn't know this already, I sing and play guitar in a band called The Good and the Damned with my big brother Gabriel Cruz, who plays on drums. It's difficult to categorize what genre we exactly are, but I'd say we'd fall under the domain of garage and alternative, but we also like to play some acoustic stuff too. And you know, aside from a few of the covers we've been known to play, we also compose all of our own music as well. So, conception of the band took place roughly in 2009. It wasn't until my brother received a cheap hand-me-down dust crop drum kit for dirt cheap that we started taking the possibility of performing music live together seriously. And you can tell how seriously we took it because this is the first thing we ever recorded together. That was amazing, wasn't it? Anyway, it wasn't until a week before we had actually gone into the studio to record our EP before we settled on The Good and the Damned, with him being the good and myself being the damned. I don't think that's really important. But at that point, we had already gone through so many other potential names that it was almost just another name. I mean, we've been known as the Ellison Cruz Band, we were briefly known as Swoon in the Business of Empires, Eli and the Sons probably for most of that time. And after playing through various venues such as a high school cafeteria, to a random farmer's market downtown, to the inside of a YMCA gym, we've come to realize that music is our passion, and we want to make it for the world to hear and to enjoy. Anyway, in August, we got our big break and traveled to Portland, Oregon to record our debut album at Jackpot Studios. Our plan was to get 4 songs on the album, but seeing as we only had a single day to record the entire thing, we only ended up recording 3 of them. Eventually, sometime in September, we joined in a collaboration with Seven House Productions, read it, Seven Even House, to get our EP suitable for commercial release. In the short span of around a month, we were able to get 100 more physical copies of the CD handmade, as well as being able to get it in local record stores. And I'm actually still a little bit surprised we were able to get it like on iTunes and Zune and Spotify and Amazon Music and Walmart.com. As far as the actual EP goes, we felt it was best to give it, you know, a handmade, genuine feeling. The kind you'd only be able to get away with on a debut. We literally spent hours hand-making these things before we even got our music to put onto it. On each disc, we wrote the band name, song titles, and signed it, as well as putting whatever number it happened to be. We only got to 87 before we ran out of initial resources, but I guess that doesn't even really matter, because eventually we got better supplies and were able to give it, you know, a little more for public release, such as a jewel case and our scrawled-out band name on the edge of the CD and a picture for the back. We tried to keep an abstract image in mind when we took the picture of the cover. It's a little harder than you'd expect, but we had partial inspiration by the Definitely Maybe album cover by Oasis, as well as the Lungs album by Florence and the Machine. And since Gabriel's the good, he wrote the good in capitals while I wrote the rest of my so-called trademarked scribbles. Fun stuff. Now, as far as the songs go, the first song on the EP is called Little Electric. Somebody once described it to me as a Vietnamese-era White Stripes meets the Beatles, and, you know, I think I can half see it. It's a nice simple song with a thumping bass line and kind of a commanding vocal strut almost. Guitar almost takes a back seat to this one, and the guest vocals contributed by the extremely talented Miss Naomi of Soul Provider definitely gives the song the much needed X factor. Go check her out because she's freaking awesome! And the second song is called Desaparecidos, which when translated roughly means one who has disappeared. With a soft acoustic intro followed by an old-time western progression of a galloping bass line and harsh chord strikes, the juxtaposition of the rest of the song really makes it stand out. Plus, this is the only song of the 3 that actually has a solo, so take that how you will, I don't know. And the last song we have is called Say, and Say is a bit of a complicated matter to say the least. But you know, if you think of it like slam poetry written by an extremely angsty teenager 10 years into the future, I think the song actually kind of works. In a kind of a weird way, but still. It's very passive-aggressive and borders between delicate and destructive, and to me, personally, I almost find it to be an ode to the doomed. If that makes any sense. Nothing I'm saying makes any sense! Anyway, that's us in a nutshell. We've got a Facebook, we've got a Twitter, we got a YouTube, we got other things, we got gigs, we got... So 2014 will be a fantastic year. Yeah, I mean, we've got a bunch of songs we're sitting on, and, well, hope you guys have liked what you've heard so far, and, well, hope to see you guys around!